What's up, guys? Just here back to my channel. Tonight I'm doing a review for WWE Bad Blood 2024. Then later on will be AEW Collision. But we're this is gonna be a very late video and stuff. So let's get to it then with the first match. Um, and there are 5 matches on the main card. So here we go. Hell in Cell, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Our first superstar makes his way out. The Scottish psychopath, perhaps best known as 1/3 of legendary faction 3MB, makes his way out. Drew McIntyre gets a good pop and works the crowd lightly as Samantha Irvin kills it on introductions. Cole reminds us that McIntyre has never won in a Hell in a Cell match, then goes to promote Atlanta's rich wrestling history. Bill Goldberg is showing the audience along his son and Killer Mike. CM Punk begins his entrance after declaring it's clobber time. Punk makes his way to the ring. We're reminded Punk is 2-2 in Hell in Cell matches, but hasn't had one in nearly 12 years. He last defeated that Punk bitch right back in the Hell in Cell match. The cage is sealed, and the ref calls for the bell. The crowd loudly chants for Punk as the two stare at each other down. Cole declares the trilogy starts now. After his third match and trilogy, that truly actually started months ago and so blah blah. Alright, anyways, McIntyre and Punk close the distance and begin to throw fists. The crowd is on fire as Punk and McIntyre exchange blows in the corner. McIntyre unloads on Punk for the second time in the corner, but the Chicago made one fights out of the corner with a flurry of strikes. McIntyre looks to break up the combo with the choke. Punk tries to fight out of it, but McIntyre batters him into the opposite corner and takes the first lead of the night. McIntyre with a vicious chop to Punk, then slings him out of the ring. Drew follows Phil outside and stalks him, taking his time. Both superstars attempt to use the cage, battling in the corner. Both men exchange loud blasts before Punk whips McIntyre into the steel. Punk with the shoulder thrust. Dropping Drew. Punk takes exchange at continuously slinging McIntyre into the change. The crowd pops then erupts as Punk goes under the ring. Punk retrieves a table for another huge pop. Drew recovers while Punk's distracted, shoving the table into the ring and takes control. At one point, Drew steps on Punk's head, which is on the steel steps. McIntyre goes under the ring and retrieves a metal toolbox, which he dumps out on the apron. A wrench, chain, and other tools spill out. McIntyre charges Punk with a wrench, but Punk ducks it. Punk with fists to McIntyre's face before using the wrench to scrape McIntyre's forehead. The crowd rips off a loud Punk chant. Cole reminds us in 2004 HBK was in a 47-minute Hell in a Cell match, then questions if this match will run as long. McIntyre rips the legs off a table in the ring and attempts to use it as a weapon. Punk dodges, then uses a drop toe hold to send McIntyre's throat first into the table's edge. Punk uses the ripped off legs as a weapon to choke McIntyre to a big pop. Oh, come on. Alright. Punk continues to maintain control, slamming Drew's head into the table and popping the crowd. Big Drew slips to the outside, and Punk follows, stalking his prey and around the ringside area. Punk kicks McIntyre in the gut and sets up a go sleep GTS, but McIntyre grabs the cell cage to escape. Drew with a claymore out of nowhere. Punk was caught completely off guard and is down. McIntyre pulls Punk over his shoulder, charges the cage, and Lawn Dart missile launches Punk face first into a cage. Punk is bleeding and blood is pouring down the right side of his face from a laceration at his temple and his shoulder. McIntyre charges Punk with the steel steps and pancakes Punk's face between the steps and the cage. McIntyre places Punk's head on the steel steps and jumps up, stomping it. McIntyre pulls Punk up, tells him, "I'm going to end your career. Your wife is going to leave you." Then slugs him. McIntyre takes it back into the ring, and the crowd pops big because they enter the ring. Punk tries to get to his feet, but McIntyre takes a wrench right to Punk's wound. Punk rise whatever and screams in pain as McIntyre grinds the wrench into Punk's forehead. McIntyre looks at the blood on his hands and and heads outside. McIntyre slows the pace, toying with Punk like a dog with a bone. Punk digs deep and, after several long moments, manages to hit a running knee. Drew attempts to dump Punk over the ropes, but Punk escapes. Punk heads up top and hits a double axe handle strike to McIntyre. Punk heads back up top the wrench in hand. Punk dies off attempting to use the wrench, but McIntyre counters. McIntyre catches Punk mid-air and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Both men are down, and the crowd chants loudly that it's awesome. McIntyre keeps up, and with the crowd loudly counting down, looks for a claymore. Punk quickly rolls out to boost. Punk starts to look through the toolbox at ringside. His back to McIntyre. McIntyre assumes Punk's just bent over and eats the toolbox. Drew is busted open. It's gushing blood down his face. Punk grabs the toolbox and smashes McIntyre in the face with it. Punk heads up top, toolbox in hand, and dies out, driving the toolbox into Drew's face. The crowd pops big. Drew's face is covered with a mask of blood. Punk hits 3 consecutive running knee strikes to a vulnerable McIntyre in the corner. Punk hits his signature, then calls for the GTS. Punk sets up the GTS, but McIntyre wiggles free. McIntyre charges in for a clothesline. Both men engage in a quick series of counters, leading to Punk hitting the GTS. McIntyre rolls out the ring. His stinks, keeping him in this match. We get replays as a crowd loudly chants again, "This is awesome." Punk remains in the ring, laughing at McIntyre before heading outside. Punk rolls Drew into the ring and enters the ring, walking right into a claymore. No crowd roars and McIntyre covers Punk for 2. CM Punk gets the arm up just in the nick of time, and both men are down. Loud chant for Punk from the Chicago crowd. Both men are slow to their feet. McIntyre rises first, wrench in hand. McIntyre charges in for a claymore, but Punk steps back and McIntyre misses. Punk slaps on a sharpshooter. This is the same move that McIntyre tapped out to in Berlin. McIntyre yells in pain, trying hard to break the hold. McIntyre grabs the wrench he dropped and smacks Punk in the back of the head. McIntyre takes the wrench and begins to again attack Punk's forehead. The ref checks on Punk. Punk and McIntyre both rise to their feet. Quick jab from Punk to McIntyre. Drew responds with a big right of his own. Both men slowly slug it out, strike as the crowd boo and yays them. McIntyre looks for the future shock DT, the same move that injured Punk at the Royal Rumble, but Punk escapes. Punk and McIntyre exchange blows again, and both men dropping after Punk connects with a side kick to the head. Both men are down for a few moments. Both men rise to their feet on the apron and begin to struggle on the apron. McIntyre wins control and hits a power suplex off the apron and through a table and sets up ringside inside the cage. The crowd erupts for this. McIntyre is up first, using the cage to help pull himself up. McIntyre begins to disassemble the steel steps, then tries to take the bottom step into the ring, but can't due to back pain. He struggles for nearly a minute to get the steps into the ring, giving Punk precious moments to rest. McIntyre finally approaches Punk and sends him into the ring. Okay. McIntyre is slow to get into the ring himself, then collapses once inside. McIntyre pulls Punk over towards the steps and the ring, but Punk wiggles free and hits a GTS. Punk covers McIntyre for another close fall. Punk pulls McIntyre up, but Drew quickly grabs Punk, carries him up the steel steps in the ring, and hits a white horse on the steel steps. McIntyre covers for a close to we get replays showing the loud crowd impactful move. It's currently we're hit 20 minutes into this match. Drew pulls Punk up, but Punk wiggles out and hits a vice submission. The crowd erupts. Drew reaches out desperately, finding the wrench before he can use it to break the hold. Punk rips it away and covers McIntyre multiple times with the wrench. McIntyre tries to beg off Punk, distracting him long enough to hit a Lobo right in front of the ref. McIntyre takes his time, spending nearly a minute to retrieve a cloth sack. He pours it all over Punk. It's filled with the same kind of beads, used in Punk's bracelet. McIntyre looks for a claymore, but Punk counters, sending McIntyre flying down hard into a still in the ring. Punk pulls a chain out from the toolbox and wraps it around his left knee, just above it, then cinches it in places. Punk grabs a handful of beads in his fist and shoves them in Drew's mouth. Punk hoists McIntyre up and hits the GTS. Punk covers and picks up the win. So your winner, CM Punk. All right, blah 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 blah. All right, backstage, our hosts, and we're showing all three of our hosts with a party in the background. They mentioned several celebrities are intended to eventually see DDP very briefly. All right, second match, WWE Women's Championship match. Nia Jax, who was a champion, versus Bayley. All right, Bayley makes her way out first for this match. WWE Women's Champion is out next to a milder reaction. The crowd is a bit quiet for this one. We get our official announcement by the always talented Samantha Irving. Then our bell gets going. Both women charge each other with the champ battering Bayley into the corner. Jax sends Bayley across the ring, then charges her with a smash in the opposite corner. The champ continues to unload on Bayley, looking to end this one early with the cover attempt barely a minute in. Jax transitions to a rear sleeper on a prone Bayley. Bayley squirms out, but Jax sends her into the corner. Following up with a splash, Jax continues to work the challenger over, dropping her yet again with running thrust. Bayley looks for a low angle sunset flip, but Jax quickly transitions into a submission move similar to a lion tamer. Jax maintains control as we enter our third minute of our match. Jax uses working holds on Bayley's shoulders and neck, slapping a modified camel clutch on for several long moments. Bayley finally shows some signs of life, connecting with a leg drop to the back of Jax's neck that sends the champ outside. Bayley hints at a suicide dive, so Jax moves out of the way. Bayley audibles, connecting with a missile drop kick to Jax's chin. Bayley uh, takes it back inside and covers for two. Bayley continues her stretch and control using the ropes to assist with the neckbreaker. Bayley looks for a suicide dive on Jax outside before taking it back inside. Jax immediately close Bayley, stopping her momentum. Alright, Jax takes Bayley to the corner and starts to ascend, only to have Bayley escape. Bayley slides between Jax's legs and attempts a powerbomb. Excuse me. Jax somehow counters with about as good of a hurricanrana as will get out of Nia Jax. Jax hoists up Bayley up, but the challenger begins to throw elbows, trying to escape the carry. Jax sends Bayley into the canvas and charges the corner, only for Bayley to move. Bayley starts to fight back and taking the champ down. Bayley charges Jax in the corner, hitting a sunset flip bomb onto the corner on the turnbuckle. Cole expresses concern for Bayley's knee after the corner move, but she seems fine. Bayley heads up top and hits a top rope elbow drop for a close cover. Jax kicks out violently, sending Bayley outside. Jax recovers first and heads outside. Jax charges Bayley, but Bayley dodges, letting Jax crash into the steel stabs. Bayley checks on her knee or leg, and Cole Grace expressed some concern. Bayley with an elbow to the spine of Jax out of nowhere, dropping the champ. Bayley struggles to drag the champ into the ring instead. She rolls into the ring and out to reset the ref's count. Jax takes control outside and powerbombs Bayley onto the steel steps before swinging her into the barricade. Jax takes it to the ring and whips Bayley into the ropes. Both women collide with Jax hitting a pop-up Samoan drop. Jax begins to climb the turnbuckles and Bayley hops up hops, hops up on her back. Jax discards Bailey and climbs down, only to be whipped into a roast by Bailey and eat a pop-up Samoan drop of her own. The ref is accidentally taken down as the two commentators spar before referee Jessica Carr can recover. Bailey strikes Jax and Jax collapses on the ref. The ref is down. Bailey quickly rallies, hitting her finisher and a frog splash. Bailey covers and the crowd loudly counts to 8. Music plays and Tiffany Stratton runs down to cash in. Bailey attempts to attack her, but Stratton uses the case to take out Bailey. Stratton gives the briefcase to Rev, who is slow to recover right as the ref is about to cash in. Nia Jax sits up. Jax rises, and Tiffany pretends the that she wasn't about to cash in. Bailey hits a small package roll up on the champ for a close two. Jax rises and charges Bailey in the corner, but Bailey sidesteps and avoids it. Bailey climbs up the turnbuckle, but Tiffany distracts her with the case. Jax strikes Bailey, then climbs the middle turnbuckle. Someone drop off the middle turnbuckle. Jax drags Bailey back into the corner and hits the A later as sit down splash off the middle rope. Jax covers and retains. So your winner is still WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. Damn, this sucks. Yeah. Alright, third match coming up. This is a singles match. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Again, lengthy video hyping this match between the former Judgment Day brothers were shown Tully Blanchard and another WWE illuminating in the audience once again as our Quavo, Lil Baby, and Metro Boomin. A hooded Finn Balor makes his way out. 2 minutes later, Damian Priest is out next to a decent pop. We get an official announcement ahead of our bell. Both men huff and puff and threaten to blow each other's houses down. Finally, Priest smacks the heck out of Finn, dropping him. Priest takes charges, immediately battering Finn in the corner before charging him across the ring to repeat the process in the opposite corner. The ref warns him off. Priest sends Balor into the ropes and pancakes him into the canvas. Priest jaws off at Finn as he hammers him with the stiff kicks and shots before using a strong Irish whip to introduce Balor's spine. And the turnbuckle's Balor escaped to the apron and begins to kick Priest as he reaches through the ropes. Balor eats a kick from Priest, then tumbles to the floor. Priest heads out, persuading his former brother. Priest charges Strowman Express style, but runs right into a sling blade. Balor rolls into the ring as the ref begins a 2 count. Priest out. Finn takes control for a brief period, raking Priest's eyes and resorting to working holds. Balor heads up top and looks for a leaping strike. Priest slugs Finn so hard, and loud commentary questions if his fist is broken. He shakes some life into it. Priest fails to monopolize on the uppercut, and Balor slaps an abdominal stretch on Priest. Finn holds the lock for several long moments before Priest can escape with the modified hip toss. Priest breathes deep, trying to fire up. Priest blocks 2 strikes, then levels Finn twice with a big right of his own. Priest with a mixed strike combination that again drops Priest. Priest hoists Balor, but Finn wiggles free. Finn looks for a suplex, but Priest counters with a broken arrow for a close 2 count. Both men spend the next several moments battling control. Finn takes the legs out from Priest and hits a standing double foot stomp to Priest. Finn looks for a suplex, but Priest counters with a razor's edge. Priest covers, hooking the leg, but only gets a 2. The crowd's quieting down a bit. Priest rises first, and Finn rolls to the outside. Priest charges around the ring and shoves Balor across the announce table. Priest rips off the protective hood from the table. Priest hits a razor's edge on the hard apron, then takes it back inside. Alright, Priest pulls down his shoulder straps, waking the crowd up. The crowd loudly boos, and we see Carlito and JD McDonough hit the ring. Carlito distracts the ref, allowing JD to hit a neckbreaker behind the ref's back. Finn attacks the distracted Priest and hits a coup de grace for a close cover. Priest kicks out to a pop. Balor looks at his the Judgment Day cohorts as the crowd loudly yeets. Finn gives them distractions. Carlito distracts the ref, and JD slides a chair into Finn. Finn goes to strike Priest, and Priest kicks the chair into Finn's face. Priest takes out Carlito, then JD Finn attacks the distracted Priest, but Damien escapes. Priest looks for south of heaven, but Finn escapes. Finn with a coup de grace on Priest. Finn heads back up and hits a double foot stomp to Priest. Double foot stomp to Priest. Back. Finn heads up for a third, but Priest catches him midair and hits the south of heaven, chokes them. So winner and Damian Priest move. Thank goodness. Alright, I need to check some big guys. Alright, I have a segment coming up right here. Yeah, this was a good segment. Alright, Triple H's big announcement brawl, and that's what it is. It's time to play the game. WWE's chief content officer makes his way out to a huge pop. He works the Atlanta crowd, thanking everyone for attending before making the big announcement. Before that, he gets a cheap pop while mentioning that he lit up the hill in 1994 when he was terrorizing WCW. He mentions there are 16 all that stuff, attendance, marking their 60th sellout, another history maker. He calls the State Farm Arena the largest grossing arena event in WWE history. But while we're in the middle of that history making event, let's talk about the next in just 4 weeks. He hypes Crown Jewel Land gets booed, and this year at Crown Jewel we make history because it will be the beginning of a new era for WWE. It will be an annual event that will take place at Crown Jewel, where our reigning WWE champion will face our reigning world champion for both the men and the women. But here's the catch: neither title will be on the line, but I promise you there will be a definitive winner, and that winner will be Crown 2024's Crown Jewel champion. He then shows us the ugliest belt I've ever seen, complete with 50 carats of diamonds that will sign the winner as the best of the best. World champion makes his way out. World champion Gunther makes his way out. How fucking dare you say that's the ugliest belt of all time? Triple H busts his ass doing that shit. You need to hear the fans. Damn, they liked it. Piece of shit. Anyways. Alright, Gunther begins to rib Triple H, then points out Bill Goldberg at ringside. He wants to clarify his past comments to Bret Hart a few weeks ago and states that Goldberg is not Gunther's childhood hero. He began to lay into Goldberg, and the crowd rips off a loud chant for the former superstar. Gunther then addresses Bill's son Gage, saying, "Man, I really hope for you that Bill is a better father than he is a professional wrestler." Oh, god damn it. Paul, don't have these two if I had Crown Jewel. Goldberg gets angry, gets up angrily and approaches the ring. Gunther teases him, stating, "I've got 3 minutes for you." Goldberg, a flock of security guards keep Goldberg from entering the room. And Pierce tries to curl Goldberg to the back as Gunther yells insults off mic and hoists up his title. The Atlanta crowd loudly cheers for Goldberg and Sami Zayn, who attacks Gunther from behind. Security separate them, and Gunther hits a cheap shot. Sami Zayn charges up the ramp after Gunther, and the two brawl at the top of the ramp. Finally, Gunther leaves, and Goldberg's theme plays while the Atlanta gives him one last chant. Alright, 4th match coming up. Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, who was a champion, versus Rhea Ripley. We got our first vignette to hype our next match. No, Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage for this match. We're explaining that Rhea wanted this stipulation because Dom is afraid of heights, claustrophobic. We get a view of showing Dom and Liv in a low wire before we cut to arena. Dom drives them into the arena on the stage, and a lucha lowrider available in stores now. Liv's music plays, and they make their way down. Cole reminds us it's been 7 years since the last match. Rhea makes her entrance next. We get our second product placement of our entrances. First, it was a collectible lowrider toy, now Dirty Dom. Toilet paper. Ripley showcases wiping mock tears as she makes her entrance. Can I get paid for plugging their plug? The crowd is pretty quiet for these entrances. That's how little there is to cover right now. Again, rim for a bar of me battling. Sorry. Corey Grace calls Scott Steiner the big bad boy daddy. Dom finally makes his way into the cage, and it's hesitant because that's how claustrophobia works. I suppose Ripley gets on the mic to reveal another secret phobia of Dom's, that he's scared of heights. Dom sells freaking out as well. The cage is raised. We finally get the bell over half an hour after our last match ended. Alright. Alright, Liv Morgan looks to attack Rhea while she's distracted by Dom, but Ripley quickly recovers and begins literally tossing Liv across the ring. Ripley easily drops the champ before sending her outside. Ripley persuades, and Morgan shows the challenger into still steps. Ripley again recovers rapidly and takes the action back inside. Morgan rolls outside to buy herself some time. Ripley quickly heads outside and begins to toy with the champion, sending her into the barricade hard. The crowd chants for Mommy as she takes it back inside. Corey Graves comments that he hopes Ripley meets a nice fellow, someone strong with Moses from Australia, Buddy Matthews. Yeah. Morgan begins to get some offense in taking the challenger down and kicking her in the gut. Morgan sit inside and continues to pummel Ripley with kicks. Liv sends Ripley into the corner and charges in with a strike. Morgan looks for a half crab on Rhea's bad left knee. Morgan keeps the lock cinched in for several moments. In the middle of the ring, Ripley attempts to break out with elbow strikes, but Morgan slips down out of striking range and slaps on calf hold. Ripley escapes and drops Morgan with a series of clotheslines. Ripley with a ripcord into a gut kick, followed by a bridging suplex pin attempt. Morgan gets his shoulders up at 2. Morgan slows the pace as she focuses her offense on Ripley's left knee. Morgan pounds away at a vulnerable Ripley in the corner, using the ring post to inflict further damage on Ripley's left knee. The crowd loudly chants, "Dom, you suck." Morgan continues to use the ring post to stretch and twist Rhea's knee before sending Ripley to the ground. Morgan whips Rhea's shoulder first into the barricade. The crowd is generally dead for this match. Morgan again sends Ripley into the barricade before rolling in and out of the ring to break the rest count. Morgan eventually climbs the middle turnbuckle and hits a code breaker for a two count. Morgan looks for an oblivion, but Rhea escapes. Liv hits her new home, which Grace informs us is called the home wrecker. Nearly picks up the win. Liv rises and kicks Rhea in the back of the head, repeatedly taunting her opponent. "That's my title. That's my man. You're nothing," she screams before pummeling Rhea yet again. Liv with a suplex, no weight. She holds on and is looking for the 3 amigos. The crowd loudly boos this. Morgan connects with the first 2 amigos, but Rhea blocks the third from visiting Ripley with the razor's edge. The champ is down. Dom gets his cage open. Cole thinks Dom picked the lock and wonders if Dom learned that in prison. Ripley heads up top, staring right at Dom as she does. The Eddie Guerrero shuffle Rhea with a frog splash off the top rope for another close cover. Ripley locks in a submission, but Liv eventually escapes. Rhea slows the pace, taking time to stare up at Dom as Liv rolls to the outside beneath the hanging cage. It's not over the round, not the ring, whatever. Ripley works over the champ and monks Dom at the same time, giving him a front row seat as she dismantles the love of his life. Riptide to the champ on the entrance ramp. The ref continues his count to Rhea, takes it inside. Dom somehow falls out of the cage and excuse me, and his leg is caught in a chain something or something. Rhea laughs at him and heads outside, slapping at the stuck Mercerio. Rhea heads back inside the gym and still now. See me, I'm sorry guys. Rhea Ripley is shown by a different camera angle asking the Rev for a minute to whoop Dom's ass. The Rev tells her to do it as she deserves it. Ripley gets a candlestick from under the ring to a pop. Rhea slowly approaches Dom, says happy birthday to me in the camera, then beats Dom like a piano over and over. Suddenly Raquel Rodriguez suddenly shows up and attacks Rhea, causing the DQ. The crowd has very little reaction. They may not know it's her. Cole and Grace explain that Rhea Ripley is partly to blame for Raquel being on the show for an extensive period of time. Raquel power bombs Ripley. I believe it's a Tiana bomb. So your winner by disqualification, Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan retains. Damn, man. That part pissed me off. Okay, match. This is the 5th match, main event. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Tag team main event match: WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. We get the entrance for the Bloodline as represented by Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Michael points out our ref is also wearing a body cam, then starts to talk trash about the last ref and calls him Richard Nixon. Not sure how that correlates, as they didn't have body cams during Nixon's era, to my knowledge. Okay, next is the elaborate entrance for Cody Rhodes, featuring the high school band that went viral a few weeks ago. They don't announce the band's name or school or list of the shortly performed by the Arkansas's Pine Buff Band. The crowd eats it up as they play Kingdom, complete with the whoa bit very well done by this talented group of youngsters. Finally, the theme kicks in over the loudspeakers, complete with the band dancing and playing along. Kicks in over the loudspeakers, complete with the band dancing and playing along. Cody's sporting his skull wing mask, and the crowd erupts loudly for the whoa bit. Cody gets announced first. The undisputed WWE champion is announced as hailing from Atlanta for another cheap pop. Cole reminds us that Dusty Rhodes wrestled over 200 matches in Atlanta, spanning from 1974 until the end of his career. At the music starts for our true tribal chief, and he gets played and by the band of his own. Cole informs us that this is Roman Reigns' first match entrance. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. First match entrance without the title in nearly 4 years. We finally get our bell, and our main event is off. Okay, here we go. Roman and Cody discuss who should start the match, as do Solo and Jacob before deciding rules, and Fatu will start us off. Fatu uses a side headlock and Irish whip to send the undisputed champ into the ropes. Both men collide and neither budges. Rhodes with the kick slide with the Goldust style drop down punch, followed by a disaster kick. Fatu shrugs it off and mainly fires off a super kick up on face. Roman Reigns tags in, and the crowd rips off a loud OTC original Tribal Chief chant. Reigns tags back out before anything happens. A Rose squares off with Fatu again. A crowd with a loud "fuck you" Solo chant. Fatu continues to stall. It's been a minute since anyone's do anything other than tag in and tag out. Solo tags in, and Rhodes slowly evaluates the situation, letting the crowd rip off another OTC chant before teasing a tag to Roman. This is old school 80s story style wrestling. Roman Reigns tags in, and for the first time since WrestleMania 40, enters the ring as a competitor. Roman and Solo circle as a crowd readings for the two initial Tribal Chiefs to slug it out. Roman starts first, attacking Solo. Roman whips Solo into the ropes, but Sikoa counters with a kick and ropes Reigns. Roman recovers and takes Solo into the corner for a mounted 10 count punches. Alright, so Sokoa makes a mistake and taunting Reigns. The OTC fires back and battering with imposter before Solo. Jacob Fatu enters the ring illegally. The ref warns Fatu to exit the ring. The hit distraction allows Solo to attack Roman from behind. Solo begins talking trash, yelling, "Who's the real tribal chief?" and yells for Roman to get your ass up. Solo turns the attention to the crowd, taunting them, slows the pace as he spends more time taunting than striking. Solo with a charging hip strike to Roman in the corner. Solo finally tags in Fatu, who kicks up the speed with the running hip strike of his own. Fatu yells at Roman and strikes Roman with fists and headbutts. Fatu pulls Reigns up in the corner and thrusts. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. And thrusts shoulder and strikes into his abdomen. Fatu repeatedly tells Roman that Solo is Reigns' tribal chief. Fatu looks for a running splash in the corner, but Roman dodges charging Fatu once again, sending him out the ropes to the floor. Rhodes tries to fire up the crowd and calls for a hot tag. Reigns hits it, and Rhodes enters clashing with Fatu in the middle of the ring. Strikes from the champ to get the Samoan Railroad off balance. A power slam lays out Fatu, but only briefly. Rhodes uses father striking combination to a big pop. Cody follows it up with a Cody color to leave Fatu down on the mat. Finally, Cody looks for a crossroads, but Sikoa distracts Fatu, capitalizes and hits a pop-out Samoan drop. Those are in fashion tonight, it seems. Solo tags in and hits a spinning solo to Rhodes on the Harden apron. Fatu and Sikoa continue to waste precious time taunting the crowd and their opponents. Rhodes reaches out for a tag, but Sikoa prevents it and again mocks Reigns. Sikoa stomps and stands on Rhodes' taped right hand as the ref is distracted by Sikoa. Fatu hits a sucker strike on Rhodes. Sikoa pulls Rhodes up and Rhodes attempts to escape. Sikoa holds onto Rhodes' right hand, refusing to let him tag Reigns in. Sikoa tags in Fatu and they hit a double team attack on Rhodes. An old fashioned wishbone. Fatu stares down Roman Reigns, then turns his attention to Rhodes. Corey Graves and Malcolm praise the old school tag team feel to his match. Fatu looks for a missile attack on Rhodes and connects, then acknowledges his tribal chief Sikoa. Alright, Fatu spends several long moments dominating Cody. Rhodes strikes. Fatu stumbles back into a blind tag from Solo Sikoa. Both men double team Cody before Solo takes over. Sikoa pounds away at the champ in the corner, and the ref warns him. Solo tags in Fatu and then whips Fatu into Rhodes. Solo immediately charges afterwards, crashing into Rhodes right after Fatu flattens him in the corner. Fatu with the trap lock on the seated champ. Cody tries to power to his feet. Cody finally dumps Fatu with a toss. Solo tags in and stops Cody from tagging in Roman, but only briefly. Cody Meal kicks Solo away to gain some separation to prevent the hot tag. Fatu yanks Roman off the apron. Solo uses strategy to again attack Cody from behind. Cody's been in the ring several long minutes now. Fatu and Solo use shorter tags to isolate Cody in the corner. As Fatu hits a scoop slam on Cody, it dies off, but Cody gets the knees up, breaking the swanton attempt. Reigns is shown recovering at ringside just in time and begins to rally the crowd behind Rhodes. Finally, both men make hot tags. Oh man, it's a long ring. Roman Reigns hits the ring at the same time as Solo and drops him repeatedly to a pop. Reigns with a big boot to drop Solo, but refuses to recover. Instead, Reigns mount and pounds Sikoa to another pop. Reigns sends Solo and Solo face first into the top turnbuckle and soaks up the adoration of the State Farm Arena. Reigns locks and loads, then calls for the Superman punch. Sokoa blocks by catching Reigns and attempts a solo. Spike Reigns ducks and rolls up Solo for a two. Solo escapes, but eats a Superman punch for another close cover. Reigns posts up in the corner and, along with nearly 17,000 fans, calls for the spear. Fatu interrupts. Fatu is alone against both Fatu and Sikoa. The bloodline with double super kick to Reigns. Sikoa with a pair of splashes to Reigns and covers as our pace quickens quickly. Rhodes makes us say Reigns and Solo are legal men despite the chaos. Alright, Cody Rhodes is back up and into the mix. Fatu and Cody brawl at the ringside area, with Cody sending a charging Fatu through the barricade. The son bitch doesn't stay down. Fatu climbs up and starts to throw throw chairs at everyone. Cody and Fatu continue to brawl at the commentary table with Rhodes, hitting a pair of side kicks to drop Fatu on the commentary table. Rhodes enters the ring and climbs the top turnbuckles. As the crowd comes to her feet, Rhodes dives off the top of the ring post himself, using a big splash to Fatu through the table. The crowd rips off a "holy shit, this is awesome" chant. In the ring, Reigns and Sikoa begin to recover, and both men start to slug out on their knees. Both men rise to their feet for a spear. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa hit the ring to distract Reigns, allowing Sikoa to hit a spear of his own. Solo yells at Reigns, at Roman, accusing him of lying to Solo. The bloodline surround the ring, and we see someone in a hoodie and a bandana at ringside. Tonga and Loa are then taken out with super kicks by the returning Jimmy Uso. Reigns hits a spear and covers Sikoa for the cover immediately to pick up the win. So winners, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Alright. Jimmy Uso squats over Solo Sikoa and then turns his attention to Roman Reigns. Jimmy and Roman hug it out to a big pop. Roman turns his attention to Cody and stares lazily before he and Jimmy leave the ring. Together. We hear Jimmy talking to Roman as they walk up the ramp, with Jimmy checking in on his cousin in the ring. Cody is attacked by the Tongas and Solo. And Solo. Jimmy begs Roman to come on, Uso. Roman refuses to help. Jimmy tells him, "You're the OC. I'm with you." Roman and Jimmy then hit the ring to a big pop. Roman and Jimmy clear the ring of the bloodline. The new bloodline retreats to the commentary area as Roman Reigns eyes Cody's title. Then the music hits, the crowd erupts, and The Rock has come back to WWE. The People's Champion poses with a Brahma Bull title at the top of the ramp as the crowd and superstars react. The Rock stares at Cody, then counters the 1, 2, 3 on his fingers. No mic, no words. The final boss leaves, and we fade to black. So yeah, So that was a good show tonight and stuff. Last night already. But anyways, yeah, it was good and stuff, and I enjoyed it. But man, that Hell in a Cell match was fucking brutal, man. Bloody and stuff. But the only thing I didn't like about that match, like part of it, was the ref was getting the towel and stuff. But I understand why, because the blood gets in your face and it burns and stuff. But I understand why. And poor Saint Punk, man, had to use that oxygen thing. So yeah, man. But yeah, the show was good and stuff, and all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, it was good. I enjoyed it and stuff. So anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it and stuff. I'm sorry this was a very late video to make, because I was watching other shows and stuff. But yeah. So anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it. Hit subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment. If you guys want to leave a comment, I don't care what you guys do. And that was it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Laters.